guys, you're welcome back. This is the next section of our analysis for week 38. Now, week 38, we'll be dealing with GU and Euro USD. We did the first video on GU and Euro USD. If you haven't watched it, I will encourage you to do so as soon as you can. Okay? Watch it and understand where we're waiting to catch the move this week. Now, I'm looking at gold. For those of you that trade gold, this is the first pair we're looking at. Gold has some good potential coming in, a bullish potential or a bearish potential, but at the moment, the market is a bit on the sideline. But looking at it from the daily, we see that it's more like this low has been maintained. Okay, price created a small structure here, minor structure, broke it, and then pushed back up again by maintaining this low. So if this low is still maintained, then possibly what we should be looking at for is price coming to this high, all right, to test that zone again, and then leaving us with this low here, which is price action at this level. So in other words, looking at the daily, this is exactly what we're looking at. The market may range. I'm not saying it's gonna range, but it may range at this level for a while before breaking through or breaking above it, whichever one it wants to do. But at the moment, let's analyze how we can catch this opportunity that the market is giving to us in this shorter level. So let's position the psychological level properly. That is 119.1400. So we'll look at no, maybe 190.40, 190.45 is a good one. 190.40 is a good one. So let's put it 119.40. Okay. 119.40 right there. That means 1940. Sorry, I need to get used to gold psychological levels. All right, so we're looking at that, and also we are looking at this low, which price created on 1900, which is 1900. Okay, so we have 1900 right there. We're looking at that level. Okay, so that's what we're looking at on gold. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Now, those are massive psychological levels. So let's go back to the 4-hour time frame. As you can see, price came to that level, which is a zone. Remember, is a zone. Between that zone, that level here, we're looking at the 4-hour time frame. This is a zone on the chart. This is a zone. We see price action there. That's a zone. Look at what it did. It tapped into that price action at the low. You see that? Tap into there and now rally back up. So this is a zone, not a line. So it doesn't have to touch the line, but just marking out the zone, very important. So how do you mark out the zone to the top side? You can see multiple reaction here. You see price created multiple reaction right there. So that means price, there's something here that price recognized. So for me, that is a zone. Okay, that's the zone. So you want to pay attention to that zone right there. So now this is gold. Question, should you be buying or selling? Very simple. Wait for price to come to the highs of this psychological level. Wait for price to come to this high, and then wait for price action to sell. Now, why would you sell? Because this previous high, remember this whole drop came from this high. So if you were to look at it from the daily, you see that. Okay. Sorry, for the daily, you see that drop right there. So this is the drop, this anticipation pullback of that drop, anticipation pullback of this drop on the daily. It broke a minor structure here, but we still have a bigger structure that the market needs to break. So at the moment, this might dump the gold traders into consolidation. It could be, but possibly a bearish movement, because the momentum to the downside is still very strong. This was a retracement and then another drop, which failed to break this low, and now it's going back up. So what you want to do is see what price does when it gets here. Okay, if price break above this high, if price break above the high, all you need to do is wait for a pullback, and then we're looking at more to the upside. But if price reject at this level, then we are looking to sell more to the downside. That's very important, because the market doesn't really gives you a straight cut on what it's going to do, because another major psychological level that price that can see price action is 1980. That's 1980 right there. So price came up there and reacted. So if you get to 1980, you want to be able to see what price is doing. Yeah. So at the moment, gold, for me, I'm not selling it. I'm not buying it until it gets to the key level. So I want to see price action when it gets to 1940. I want to see what it does when it gets to 1940, and then I will take my action. And I need to see a break of structure to the downside for me to sell it on a lower time frame. That means I need to see what the market is doing. It breaks, come up here, push back down, and then come up again, and then create a lower high, and then break that structure, and then I'll look for sell. I need to see something of that nature on a lower time frame. You know what I mean? So I could see that play. Then immediately this one will become my sell zone at that moment. I will look at this key level as my sell zone of the trade at that moment. So that's what I'm looking for on gold. So that's good for me. Now, USD JPY. Let's look at USD JPY. Now, USD JPY is a very bullish market. As you can see, it's been bullish all along, but struggling. It's struggling, really struggling to go higher and higher. So now we have the first psychological level that we can see is that price is very close to it, which is 148. So price is close to 148. So we just do 148 psychological level right there. Okay, 148. So that's where price is at, close. So very close. Then that's on a daily. I'm just putting that psychological level there. So we saw price bouncing off again on 16. Price bouncing off of 146. 146 at the psychological level, major 146. So price bounce off on 146. So we have 146 right there. Okay, now you guys know that I trade psychological level, so I have to. Then you see 147 there, price broke, tested it, and then use it as a support here, and then broke above it. So also pay attention to that because of the price action. But overall, where we can see price reacting is in this level. We can see on the minor level, see the minor psychological level right there, which is 145,500, 146,500, sorry. So at 146,500, 146,500, we see what price did there, reacted, okay, break, and then reacted to it. So now what are we looking for? We go to the 4-hour time frame on this pair. We can see that it just broke the previous high by taking out the liquidity. So possibly this is a very random push up. So you can see the way it's drawn. So expecting something of this nature, repetition, something of this nature to happen, or a little pullback to this zone, to this zone, to this zone, to this zone, where a little pullback to this price action. And then we want to see a push up. So watch out for this, guys. Either price push down here and go up. Sorry. This too sometimes make me want to get upset with it. All right, look at that. So I'm looking at the liquidity will be grabbed. They will take out the liquidity and then push higher. Okay, I'm looking at that. That could possibly happen. Or they could do this. Okay, break that structure, take out liquidity, test that little structure, and then head all the way back down to break the structure to fill up this imbalance that has not been filled. And then I'm expecting that as well, that price will come to this region, which is 4,500 before maybe rallying back up. That could happen. So at the moment, it's still very narrow, have 45. Okay, pay attention to that 45 price coming there. All right, so we're looking at that level price coming there to fill that imbalance and tap into this massive order block, and then before going up, this can happen. It could possibly take out liquidity, all right, pull back into that zone and head back down, or take out liquidity and head back up. Now, all you need to do is watch out for price action at this major 148 level. And if price began to drop, then you want to follow it. How? Put your trend line there. Beautiful. So you want to see what price does. So you're not trying to sell right now. Don't sell this market, guys, until it breaks structure. At the moment, it's bullish. So any pullback is opportunity to wait for a buy. Okay, very important. Very, 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 very important. I am saying that right now because Usdjpy is a major bet, and if you're trading it, you need to be careful. The way it moves, you need to be careful. Now I'll go to GBpaud. Let's look at GBpaud. Now GBpaud is more like, oh, these are my analysis. Sorry, guys. I was back testing this over the weekend. Now, if you look at this pair on the weekly, it is bearish. I mean, it is bullish. It's just a pullback. So pullback, eventually on the weekly, we end on 1.19 psychological level. You can see that right there. That means 1.92 psychological level right there. Those are 1.20, 1.92. So that's a major psychological level for me. So I'm looking at what price is going to do. If it break that level, and I'm looking at possibly that it will drop to 190. Remember this weekly time frame, drop to 190, or because that's where I could see price action previously that happened. So price action happened on 119, 190 right there. Okay, so let me just highlight that as well, 190. Okay, price got there and we saw price action at that level. So obviously, looking at to the upside, this is the obvious stretch that market got to. So market stretched all the way to obviously getting to close to 200, 2 point something, and that was the highest it got to. So let's say we'll put our mark there just to ensure price was in that zone. You see, it went there before. So now it's getting up. So let's go back to the daily time frame while we're looking at this. Now, on the daily, what are we looking at? This move. Pay attention to this move, this one. Okay, this move. Pay attention to it. That is the move that led to this pullback. So we can see what the market did and then broke out of that zone. And then what is it doing? Tank. Okay, a little bit. And then created that block again and in tank. So you can see the blocks. I'm just trying to show you the structure that what the market did. Now, the truth is, this is the high. This is the low, recent high. So until two things happen. And that this drop comes all the way down to break this low before we look for a sell, or price reject from this level and continue to the upside for a buy. So what you want to see is if I put my fib on this zone to that high right now, as my fib, you can see price just broke below 61 and is reacting to that major psychological level. So at the moment, I want to see price trading above to be able to get into a buy. I need to see that. I need to see price trade above for it. So there's a potential buy coming on this. So if you want to trade this this pair on the 4 hour, you go to the 4 hour. And I'm looking at what price is doing on the 4 hour right now on that zone. So until price break above this zone, what I mean by that is I'm going to put a counter trend line here. So I need to see price do this. Break, retest on this trend line, then I'll gain a buy. Now, I'll gain a buy on that straight long right there. When price broke above it, just a little bit up there. And I'm looking at that, and I'll go back to I'm looking at the possible direction that the market is going. The first thing is to target this zone and also target this high, which is obviously the first target actually. And where my stop loss will be, my stop loss will be right below this structure here. Okay, let me right below there, or right below this previous structure that is creating now, depending on what it does. So I'll be looking at that. So again, depending on what the market is doing, so you want to target this structure here, this high, this liquidity pool at that level for a buy on GJ. Now, yeah, I'm looking at this pair because it may not go up, but if it go up, that means bullish momentum from GU as well, depending on what we're saying. But I'm just showing you what I'm thinking it may do because of the higher time frame, which is the daily, that what we saw. Those are the things I'm looking at on this pair. So watch out for this week. Ensure you follow us, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, because I'm going to be sharing with you what I'm anticipating, what I'm looking at, and we're going to go live. So pay attention to it. So I'm looking at price may get stopped here and start pushing up on GA, that means GBPAUD. Like it's already looking very strongly bullish. As you can see on the daily, the market is strongly bullish. If you put in 50 moving average, you can see price is trading and just okay, price just broke below it. And of course, it might be a break and retest like it did here before. That doesn't really make any difference. If you check it on the 4 hour as well, so the 4 hour is trading on the downtrend a little bit. So yeah, let's see on the minor level. Let me see on my fundamentals. GA. Yeah, it's not really pulling the weight right now on the fundamentals. It's not pulling the weight. So pay attention to it. It could possibly go up, it could possibly go down. There is no proper direction. Like you can see, the 50 moving average price broke below it already. So it could it may want to go down to break the structure and wait for it. That means 1900. If price break 1.90 psychological level, sorry, then you want to look for more sales. That's what you want to look for. Then you should be looking for sales. But at the moment, there's potential buy. Otherwise, if you play the other way, doesn't go your way, then look for a sell, because structure wise, we need to see it break that low that led to this massive push up before we look for possible sell. Thank you guys. This is it. I'm done. I hope you enjoyed it, and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and we will get in touch again. This is week 38. Enjoy your trading week. I'll see you soon in another live stream. Bye for now.